Okay, so this is the big one. Winds and waves. Took everything in me to not say wind and waves. Winds and waves. Um, where do I start with this? I guess we can start with the one thing I'm kind of miffed about. Not even mad, just like, oh man. It's coming out in 27. Now, we don't know when in 27. This could be Legends Arceus. This could be one of the early Pokemon games where it comes out like March, April, May. Or this could be like most of the recent ones, including Legends ZA, where it comes out in November or October. There's really no telling. Currently, there's like rumors floating around about it not being that long, but again, those are rumors. We can't know those for sure. I don't really mind either way. I mean, I literally just did this with ZA. It's whatever. And I will be ready for it when it happens. But I'm definitely not complaining about it being any time earlier either. But yeah, I wanted to start with that one because it's like the only thing that I have a giant question mark for. Everything else, love it. Love all of it. Looks really pretty. I've been looking at the, as evident by the Pokemon Day video, I was looking at all the leaked stuff and even found some new ones a little bit before the stream on Pokemon Day. So I'll probably be posting them at some point in the video. But even knowing that it looked miles better than Scarlet and Violet, and this is coming from a person who really doesn't give a damn about graphics really at all. Again, for the record, even knowing how much better it looked than Scarlet and Violet, even in development, like without all the lighting and the effects, I don't think I was expecting it to be this good. And like the water and wind effects, like again, those are the effects that I saw right before the presentation, but I didn't expect them to be as good as they were. And I'm excited. We got a lot of stuff. We got, and actually, I'll pull up the site for this. We did get some shots of just the world. It all looks beautiful. We got Wailord doing its thing, shooting water. We got Tropius here. We're actually seeing a good amount of Hoenn Pokemon actually, because Tailo is in the game, and I also saw Nimble, I believe was his name, from Scarlet and Violet. I was literally just playing Violet. But yeah, winds and waves. I'm on the site. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. So apparently, from what I understand, we are in a Southeast Asian-based region, heavily influenced by Indonesia, from what I understand. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So I guess we can start with the characters. So they're pulling a more advanced version of what Gen 9 was doing with the character designs changing based on the version you're playing. So in Winds, we'll have them up here. We have this, I don't know what we call this. I don't think 10 gallon. Nah, I don't know if that's correct. But this white and blue hat, whatever we're about to call this, that our main color is being like white and light blue, with like a gold emblem on it. And I can see like whatever the hell the black thing that they're wearing is. I'm guessing like a wetsuit or something. In Wind's version, that is black and I guess we can call it gold. With sky blue and white gloves missing the fingers on the middle pointer and thumbs. And in Wave's version, you mainly have like a normal baseball cap. Wetsuits, sky blue and black. The colors here are just like a blue and dark blue, like light blue and dark blue, or just light blue and blue, depending on how you look at it. Otherwise, it's just the typical male and female differences. This actually rings real hard. Well, everything about this does, but this really rings hard the Sun and Moon protagonist. A lot about this game so far rings Sun and Moon. But as a person who loves Sun and Moon, kinda, it's different enough that it doesn't make it feel the same. Like, I'll describe the rest of this and I'll save that to the end. I'm conflicted. I don't know which one I like better. So, likely speaking, this is going to have to come to version exclusive Pokemon and the legendaries again. So whatever we see this game again, that'll likely be when I'll decide which version I'm getting. Okay, so we're getting both. It's just which one I'm playing, because we'll get both, and then I'll play one of them. That'll be the one that I'll stream every day for almost 20 hours. And the other one will be for the other two people in the house, whichever one of them is wanting to play it at whichever time. Or if I want to play without making progress off stream, I'll play the other version as well when I'm done streaming, if I haven't had enough that day. That actually happens a lot. That happened with literally every Pokemon game that I've streamed after since I started streaming them with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. It's just gotten faster since Gen 9 started. But yeah, I like both the designs. I'll get back to them at the end of the video. Let's see. And then we have, since we were talking about them, let's talk about these two. So I'm going to assume version exclusives. These are different Pikachu wearing basically the hats of the main characters and wearing different tropical outfits. We have Mr. Windy Chew and Miss Wavy Chew. The way it seems on the site makes them sound like they're important. The latest video featured the appearance of some Pikachu with a brand new look. Just how could these Pikachu be involved in your adventure? Look forward to future announcements. So yeah, they seem like they'd be important, maybe. Who knows? We're just gonna have to wait and see for them. This could be a cosplay Pikachu thing where you could get a special Pikachu at the end of the game or something. We won't know yet, but I like their designs. Really adorable. Blue eyes and everything, really, like the long lashes and stuff. They're darker. They're like shiny Pikachu. So we'll just have to wait and see with them. So the last thing with this, last news-based thing with this, is the starter Pokemon were revealed, and I like them all. I know which one I'm picking because usually, unless it's a situation like Legends ZA, I'm usually going to end up picking the fire type starters. So this one is no different. But we're just going to go down the line. So first we have Brout, the Bean Chick Pokemon. Grass type, 1 foot, 7.7 pounds with the ability Overgrow. This Pokemon runs about energetically while photosynthesizing, using the leaves on its brow. It's lively, but it can also be a bit clumsy. Look at that little shit. Next up, we have Pombon. Puppy Pokemon, fire, 1'4", 14.8 pounds with the ability Blaze. The area below its throat glows faintly from the heat generating organ within its lungs. This Pokemon is guileless and friendly. Yeah, that makes sense. And lastly, we have Gekwa. Water Gecko, water type, 1 foot, eat exactly 9.5 pounds, torrent. This Pokemon launches springy balls of water from its tail. Gekwa is very intelligent and maneuvers shrewdly while putting on airs. Yeah, there's not really much to say about any of these. We literally don't know what their trajectory is going to be. All I do know is that I like them all. I'm absolutely picking the fire type when I start the game the first time. Yeah, this is the part of the reveal. This is the part of the news cycle where we can't really say much because, like, what is there to say? We can talk about how beautiful it is, the wave simulation, the way the clouds move, the fact that everything, at least in the video, looked smooth, including the windmills. The way that the water looks so pretty, but you can like clearly see the stuff under it at certain places. That's likely where you could dive if you're diving. The fact that fire Pokemon, if they have exposed flame, they'll glow. The way that lava works. The game is really, really good to look at. It's just more dense. And I'm hoping that the features of each island, like the areas you can traverse, are just like that. Just like the way that it looks. That encourages more exploration. But yeah, there's a couple things I wanted to say, but that's mainly the news part done. Yeah, it's coming 2027. But yeah, what I did want to say about this, now that we're in the discussion part, is a few things. Firstly, there's a small note, but Pikachu did get a new model with some new texturing. It looks fuzzy, and I like that it's even if very slightly, its tail got a little bit more volume to it. Makes more sense for a living creature's tail. And otherwise, there was a point I was making earlier about the player characters, but this really rings true about everything I'm saying. This gives major Sun and Moon vibes, but in a different direction. And like I said, I'm a person who loves Sun and Moon. Gen 7, because of those games alone, pretty much, are in my group of favorite generations, like next to 5. And I guess by this point, 9 is in it. So, like, okay, since we have the art of these two, let's put the art of these two up against both versions of Elio and Celine from Sun and Moon. And you'll probably see what I'm talking about when I do that. That not just these characters, but the region itself, and even the starters, look like they came from the same starting point, but are going in a different direction. Where Sun and Moon was more of a cozy, tight-knit community tropical area with a little bit of undiscovered, untouched wildlife. This seems to be flipping that and having small communities, maybe a city here and there, with mainly undiscovered, untamed wildlife. So much so that the forces of nature seem to be an important part. If the blurb on the site that I didn't read actually is up on the screen. In fact, I could read it right now. we'll just read the whole thing. These new titles feature an open world to explore with beautiful windswept islands and a vast ocean with glittering waves that ebb and flow. The Pokemon that live in harmony with this region's lush environment have developed their own unique ecosystems. By visiting these islands, you're sure to open the door to a brand new adventure that could only be found here. During this adventure, you'll be able to team up with all kinds of Pokemon to overcome both the difficult road ahead and even the forces of nature that block your path at times. I have no clue what that means, but that actually is part of the statement that I had, that being that this feels like what Sun and Moon was doing flipped and changed slightly, and that I'm excited for that. But yeah, there's like, even if we can talk about the designs for just a moment, right? The female one, I don't really have to say much about. I mean, just look at her, even down to the floral print shirt and green shorts. But and like, you know, the male with the side swept bangs, the hair that goes down to the shoulders, you know, the t-shirt worn like that they're really, and like his shoes, like water shoe adjacent. I mean, I liked the two of them, so I already like these guys. And even the starters give off the same resemblance, but you know, I'm going too far with this. I really liked what I saw, and I am excited to see when we'll get news. Now, if I had to lean for when the game comes out, when we're getting news, they said 27, so it's happening 27. That's it. Now, okay. You should always have these different possibilities in the back of your mind. You should always be ready to accept one of them. Like, always. So, what I'm about to say, I just know I'm still expecting it to at least have the possibility to come out November of next year. I honestly think that it's possible that we could be seeing a repeat of Legends Arceus where it comes out earlier in the year. The reason being is that the one game that we had that really did that year, almost 2-year wait, that being Legends ZA, when we first got that announced, we didn't see any of the game at all. None. We got a trailer that was just a holographic version of Lumio City, mirroring some parts of X and Y, and we were told the basic premise, that being the urban redevelopment. And, you know, that was all we had for a year. And then it wasn't until Pokemon Day 25, a year ago, where we got our first gameplay look. Now, let's take a look at Winds and Waves. We didn't just get the announcement. We got gameplay. Well, yeah, gameplay. We didn't get full, unaltered gameplay, but we got gameplay. We got to see the actual in-game engine and how it was running. We got to see some Pokemon that were in it. We got to see the player characters and their different outfits for each version, and even got to see the start of a player attempting to catch a Pokemon and the Pikachu becoming caught. So it depends on how we look at it. If we look at it as in they're tying it to when the game is finished, like they're tying the whole advertisement cycle to when the game is finished, I honestly feel like we won't be waiting as long as we think we will. It really just depends, right? Because realistically speaking, the reason that they would release something in November is for holiday releases. Theoretically, they could do that. They could have that happen regardless of when they released it, so long as it was before the holidays. It really just depends on what they're going for. Which is why I said we should just be prepared for any eventuality. We should be prepared for it to be out by a year from now. We should also be prepared for it to just be starting its actual reveal cycle, like news cycle, a year from now. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure about where that could go, but it's coming out next year. That's what we know. We know it looks cool. We know it looks beautiful. You know what the starters are. Everyone's figuring out what they're picking. And that's just where we're at right now. So yeah, I don't know. When you're seeing this, I'm hoping that I get this out by Friday. So when you're seeing this, you'll know if I've decided to stream Pokemon Pocopia. And if I have, hopefully you see me there. If not, then the next thing we have to talk about will likely be Pokemon Champions whenever that happens, or assuming that they start their reveal cycle, their news cycle this year for wins and waves. I could see you then. Regardless, I'll see you around.